For 3 long years, they've held back the Russian invader, defending their homeland from Vladimir Putin's special military operation. A century after the First World War, trench warfare has returned to European soil. And this woodland in eastern England is where many of Ukraine's troops have been taught how to fight. Today, it's the turn of these new recruits, learning how to move and work together with maximum lethality.
So I've watched footage online, and you see them going through doing this for real.
Yes.
And how terrifying that must be.
Yeah.
Because you're literally coming up to a corner, you don't know what's around that corner. I mean, how do you teach them, A, the bravery of doing that, I guess, and just the skills to be able to do that and survive?
Yeah, of course. Well, obviously it's a very close environment to move through, so it's important that we hone in on the skills and drills, and it is drilling it. So the more we get them through this, the more it becomes second nature to them. Obviously command and control is a big one here, so when we're coming on to the commanders courses, we're really teaching them about decision making in the trench systems.
Op Interflex is the largest military training programme of its kind on British soil since the Second World War, turning civilians into soldiers in just 5 weeks.
There are terrible things are going on. There's different stuff there happening, but we are staying and we have fighting mood, you know. And our citizens, they didn't get used to surrender if somebody is invading, because we were born, this is our land, and whatever it takes, we're going to be fighting till the end.
The syllabus includes weapons handling, battlefield first aid and military tactics, as well as lessons on the law of armed conflict.
Switch shoulders.
10 other countries, including Canada, Australia and the Baltic states, also provide instructors.
The war in Ukraine has reached a pivotal point, with relations between Washington and Kyiv strained, and America saying it won't put boots on the ground as part of any security guarantee. Britain says it will send soldiers as part of a European force, not as peacekeepers, but as part of a reassurance force to look over key infrastructure in Ukraine, such as cities, ports and power stations. How do you feel personally and your guys when you send these chaps back to Ukraine?
It's an incredibly emotional experience, and I have yet to do a full cycle. We've seen the end of our first subunit delivered course, but we're only a couple of months into a 6-month deployment on this operation, but I can already feel the sort of emotion that runs high and runs into it, because it's real. It's not training as we were in the sort of Telek and Herrick era, where you weren't really sure what your trainees were actually going to be employed for. This is very real, and to me personally, I'm very conscious on a day-to-day basis that the men and women we're training, they're the watch on the wall. They are the guard on the gates of Europe. And so we, I think, owe them all a debt of gratitude. And I therefore approach it with real humility.
51,000 Ukrainians have now passed through Op Interflex. While diplomats discuss the war in capitals thousands of miles away, the fighting in Ukraine continues unabated. Within weeks, these young men will be back on the battlefield, facing Russian artillery, drones and glide bombs, using the skills they've learned here to try and stay alive and defend their country. Simon Newton, BFBS Forces News in the east of England. Thanks for watching. For more from BFBS Forces News, like and subscribe to our channel.